What's up, everybody? This is the Rabid Hedgehog, and this is going to be another exciting ride review with Motive Cycle Works. And this time we are going to take out a Moto Guzzi Griso. This is a 2017 model, and this particular bike is fitted with an 1150cc 90-degree V-twin engine, air and oil cooled. This bike makes a maximum of 109 horsepower at 7,500 RPMs. Maximum torque is 81 foot-pounds at 6,000 RPM. 6-speed transmission, shaft drive, with a 31.4-inch seat height, 509-pound wet weight, and 4.5-gallon gas tank. Let's go ahead, start this girl up, and see how she sounds. Alright, everybody, climbing up on the Griso. Sorry, I had to stop and get fuel for a moment for this test ride, but we'll go ahead and get going on this. So, right side, of course, you have your kill switch and your starter button. Left side, flash to pass, brights on, brights off. You have 3 different switches here. So you have trip 1, which you can scroll through and you'll see your trip odometer. Then you'll see your time, average fuel economy, also your max mile per hour, the average speed that you're doing, and all that good stuff on those 2 trips right there. I'll switch that there as well. There's that time again, average fuel, max 61, all that good stuff, same there. And then you go back onto your mode, so you got your battery, fuel, average MPG immediately, and of course your chrono. Go ahead and get that through there. There's the main menu. So that's all on the left side. You got the button, like I said, on top. Bottom is the one where I was scrolling through, horn, and your turn signals push to cancel. You do have adjustable levers as well. Let me make sure we're good on the mirrors, because it is busy traffic day in Oklahoma City. Now on the gauge cluster, of course, you have your speed, temp, time, bright, turn, neutral, gas, oil, and side stand warning. Alrighty. Clutch is going to be hydraulic on this particular model. It has that late response like most hydro clutches do. Alrighty. Now, the Griso. A bike I have been waiting to ride ever since I rode the R9T last year, and so many people wanted a comparison of it because A, the R9T is also a 1200cc motorcycle. It is also shaft driven. It is also got a crankshaft that's spinning parallel with the bike for that boxer engine. This one, of course, has the 1200V. So, very similar style of motorcycle, very retro style motorcycle, graced with a little bit of modern technology here and there. What I like about the Griso is you have fully adjustable everything, so the shocks up front are adjustable, shock in the back is adjustable, piggyback style. Yeah. Very light motorcycle too. Of course, we're going to be getting to test that lightness a lot because we're going to be stopping a lot for a moment. Got love when people just go ahead and run lights. This bike sounds really good too. That's decent takeoff power from the stoplight. Like I said though, we're going to be stuck doing this for a while until we get some open road here. This bike does actually have a lot of character to it while it's sitting still. Get a lot of vibrations as it sits there and idles, but that's not a big deal. I hope that sound's coming through because these pipes are stock and they sound great. Now this bike, ergonomically speaking, is very much like a lot of the roadsters that are out there. So my feet come back slightly and align with my shoulders while I'm sitting down, so there's a bend to my knee. And then I slightly do lean on my wrist a little bit, so I have a slight bend forward. So ergonomically speaking, sits very much like most of your standard and roadsters. Now, testing out these broken roads and getting a thought on the suspension, I have to say that it is a very sport type suspension, so it is tight, it is a little bouncy, but that's not a big deal. Handles the bumps really decently though. It's not like throwing me off the seat completely, it's just a nice tight but firm hit, so you feel like you might come off the seat, but you really don't. It's handling it really well. About like the R9T, to be honest, very similar. Engine braking's got that characteristic Guzzi to the right as soon as you drop the gear. You'll see the bike kind of lurch over to that right as I do it, and that's because of the way the crankshaft is spinning. Like I said, look at it when you're sitting still. You can see, of course, you put your hand on it, you deaden some of that, but look at that character coming through this motorcycle there. I don't mind that at all. God, this thing sounds so good though. And takes off really nicely. Doesn't take much at all. Fueling is really good on this motorcycle. Whee. Puts a bit of a smile on your face. Now, one thing about these roads of Oklahoma, if you want to test suspension, you could test suspension all day long, because it's gonna teach your bikes and cars and everything what a bad road really can do to a vehicle, but how to also soak these things up. And engine braking is really good on this motorcycle, so if you use a combination, it'll slow you down pretty decently just with engine compression braking alone. And really, those vibrations when you're sitting there sitting still, like I said, they're there, but right now I don't really feel much of anything on the handlebars or anything, so it does handle just fine once you get going. It does get rid of a lot of that vibration for you. Alrighty. There's nothing on this corner that will let me go fast enough by speed limit and all that fun stuff, because yeah. This bike has plenty of lean, that's for sure. That was real easy to turn there, and I had a lot more room I could have had for speed before this bike would have released any grip. Super flickable chassis though. Real easy to turn. I mean, it feels like it's just kind of anticipating what I want to do and just going through this turn super easy. Like I said, I can't really get the speed I would like to do around that corner because, you know, restrictions and all that fun stuff, but I mean, it handles those corners nice. I mean, like I said, it's super super flickable. I mean, if I just sit still, just barely put any input on the bar, I mean, it just handles this so nicely. This is very reminiscent of the R9T. It's got all the character in the world that the R9T had as well. The vibrations, just enough. The power is there. I mean, it's got very good power. Handling is there as well. This is a pretty awesome motorcycle so far. Like I said, these bumps, I'm hitting them pretty good, and these are not the best of roads. And so far, I don't have any complaints at all about the suspension or the seat or anything. It's very, very comfortable. But sporting, like I said, it just allows this thing to be so flickable. God, this thing sounds so good too. That's a shift light too. Yeah, boy. Oh yeah. Now that's fun. Oh yeah, plenty of horsepower, plenty of pulling power. It's super stable too. Nice, 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 nice. That puts a smile on your face. Not bad at all. Like I said too, engine braking is fantastic. Regular brakes as well, doing great. Yeah, boy. Yes, I like this machine. What a ride. Like I said, she handles super, super well in the corners too. I mean, like I said, I haven't found a corner that's going to challenge this chassis yet. God, this machine is a good ride. Last year I said that the R9T was by far my favorite motorcycle I had rode up to that point. Because it had the character, it had the nostalgia to it, it had a great ride. It was a purist motorcycle. There was like nothing to get in the way of anything. It was just a good, fantastic, great riding machine. And that's where we stand right now, the same thing. We got a good, fantastic, great riding machine. And to be honest, I think this one rides a bit better. Got to dodge that salt and sand there, but God, this thing is hilariously fun. Rip snorting fun right here. See, it makes do with all the old school technology like a Harley Davidson, but it does it in such a better way. I mean, it's so much more fun. It's an exciting motorcycle. Everything's really well put together too. I mean, there's no weird oddities that I could see on this bike that tells me that it's poorly made or anything. Great looking machine. The build quality is super good. It's super stable, super fun to ride. It has so much character, so much power. The chassis has so much potential. I wish I could exploit it, but I'm in Central Oklahoma. Like this bike needs to be in a canyon, carving the crap out of it. Not in this straight ahead road, man. This poor bike needs a little bit more. Come on, get out of my way, buddy. I don't want your spinning nastiness. Just shoot. Pull over, let me go. I just want to experience it that much more. I mean, it's addicting. It's just like this addicting power and sound and ability. I mean, it's just got the character and the charisma and the speed and the power and the balance and everything is just so good on it. Visibility out of the mirrors are good. Of course, I do see my elbows out of both mirrors, but I can see behind me just fine. I can see the lanes around me. I mean, it's a big front end on this motorcycle, huge air vents. But it's comfortable to sit on. I mean, you can sit with your legs right against it. Your knees don't get close to the valves there. Or I should say the head. I mean, the head covers the valves, right? Or encloses the valves. So I'm not getting any heat or anything at this time. And I mean, it is a 50-degree day-ish. Maybe in the 40s still, but +9 Celsius, whatever that means for you folks. Still need to turn on the American on this bike. God, I think it's hilarious. Oh, it's a blast to ride. Man, this puts a smile on my face like no other. This is a great, fantastic. I mean, if you're going to take this bike out, it's very comfortable. I mean, I've been out on it for quite a while now, and I don't feel anything off about it at all. I feel comfortable. I feel very well positioned. Let's go ahead and take her out to the regular old interstate here. Yeah, let's do that. Make sure I go a little slow because we got some salt stuff still going on here. She just goes. Whoops. Oh, it's so easy. Let's get up to 6th gear. Let's get her into highway cruising condition here. So we got a speed limit of 70 miles an hour, and we're right now pulling about 3,900 to 4,100 RPM between there. On this beautiful riding machine. Right now we have some decent winds too, so I'm just kind of riding the wind and seeing how that feels. And right now I have no complaints about any sort of wind or anything. Very stable on the highway. Not being pushed around by anything at all. Able to maintain speed just fine. And this thing just so easily climbs the speed too. You just don't feel it coming. It just... I don't mind this at all. Let's go ahead and turn her back toward the shop here. Get a little bit more impression. Man. There we go. Like I said, we got some stuff on the road, so I'm being cautious. Don't want to break their bike. All right, back on the interstate. Here we go. Oh gosh, this thing gets up to speed fast. I need to calm it down. Oh, I'll get in trouble with this one for dang sure. Oh man, nice. All right, let's settle down here. Man, this is a great riding bike. Oh man. man, I know that the Griso, the backstory in the Griso is that Euro 4 is coming up, Euro 5, all those fun emission things here in the future, and you have this bike going out. This one's being phased out because the 1200 just isn't going to cut it on emissions, which is a sad deal. So they, instead of just continuing production and redoing the engine, they're scrapping it for now to redesign it and bring it back to something compliant with the emission standards of tomorrow and all that fun stuff. So, you know, this the R9T gets to continue on, but this bike deserves another machine. To Moto Guzzi, Piaggio, your home company, please, please, please build us this bike. Maybe put the 1400 in it from the MGX. Maybe put, you know, a new 1250 in it or something. Give it this kind of character and this speed and this potency. I mean, this bike is a lovely machine. It's just a bike that you can take away on longer rides around the city. You can make it a day trip bike. It's so comfortable. It's just such a nice riding machine that's so level-headed whenever you get going, but has a nasty streak whenever you push it. And there is nothing wrong with that. This bike has so much character and so much soul, so much pedigree and potential. I mean, I cannot praise this bike enough. Like I said, I think I found something that's a little bit more fun than an R9T, if not equally as fun. I mean, the one thing about the R9T is I never got to fully take it out. I was in a group ride, and this one, I get to play. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. This is a recommended bike for anybody looking for a roadster bike, so that way you can go out and play and enjoy the city, but also get out and carve some serious canyons. I do mean serious canyons. I mean some good switchback roads. Give this bike something, because I can't find anything around here that will test it out. This bike is awesome, and I know how much more it can go. I just wish I could show you guys, because this bike has so much more potential than these flat, even, straight roads of central Oklahoma. So anyway, if you're going to be riding through the city at the 60-mile-an-hour zone, you'll be looking at around 3,500 RPM, somewhere in there. So you still get very, very low RPMs. This motor's producing so much torque. It's just able to, and horsepower, to just keep it going without much work at all. God, this is a great machine. This is awesome. Man, I wish they would not get rid of it this fast. They need to hurry up and get another bike like this out there, because this is exciting. This is awesome. The Griso definitely, like I said earlier, recommended. And like I said, I've been on this thing now, and I'm not feeling any weird pains or crunchness or anything. And I'm 6 foot tall. I weigh about 230 pounds. I have an inseam of 32.5 inches, and I touch the ground just fine. And I mean, this thing is just simply beautiful. It's just such a good riding motorcycle. Like I said, it feels almost as if it's like predicting what you're gonna do. It feels so like in tune, like I'm in tune with this machine. You sit slightly in it, you lean slightly down into it as well. It just gives you so much command and control. It's a rider's bike, and that's what I love to have, is a rider's motorcycle. Something that can absolutely predict what you're doing and how you're going to do it, and just go for it with you. My goodness, what a magnificent machine this really is. So if you are in the market for a Moto Guzzi and you're looking at something that's unique and fun, potent, and you want to do some fun riding too, you don't want to just, you know, cruise around, you want to get out there and have some fun at the same time, man, this bike is perfect. It's good for riding around town. I had to go through those very slow stop and go bits earlier, and it's comfortable doing that. You get those vibrations, so you get that soul sitting there. You get that unique sound that everybody's going to sit there and go, oh wow, that's different, and to look at you. It's not like a Harley that's going to make them annoyed either. It's loud enough to be awesome and quiet enough to make your neighbors happy. Gosh, it's such a great bike. It's just so well done, so well rounded. It's just magnificent. At any rate, can't praise it enough, and I can't do anything else. I can't complain about it either, so this is where this video shall end. If you have any more questions about the Moto Guzzi Griso, this is a 2017 model, so there's going to be a couple more model years after this one, but like I said, it is stopping very soon. Leave those questions and comments down in the comments section below. Definitely let me know what you guys think, and we shall catch you on that next ride and review. Have a good one, folks.